Hi folks, this is Professor Watts. This is a video on which I'm going to run you through the course Finance for Managerial Decision Making, which is starting very soon. So we'll spend about 10 minutes here just looking at how the course is set up in Canvas, what the assignments are, what your responsibilities are, what you have to do to be successful in this course. So let's jump into Canvas and get started. This is what you'll see when you first come in, and you'll notice I've got it set up in student view here, so it's exactly what you'll have. Okay, I'll start off with instructor information. You can learn a little bit about me here, and importantly, contact info. Email is going to be your best way to contact me, and I encourage you to contact me early and often if you have any questions. I'll strive to get back to you soon. If it's a weekday, it's probably within a couple hours. If it's a weekend, it might be a day, but email me or call me at my office. I will be there for you. Okay, there's a little bit of background on me, which you can read if you're interested. Okay, the next most important thing will be the syllabus. And the syllabus exists in two forms. The syllabus exists in two forms. One is just a web page here in Canvas. You can also download it though here by clicking this link, and I think it's best to work with this PDF version of it. So I'll walk you through this PDF version of it quickly. So you can see the required text, financial management, principles and practice. I chose this basically because it's very affordable. You'll get the same content in any basic financial management book. Some are a little more slick than others. This one has all the basic things we need, and it's very affordable. So that's for you to make life a little easier. So here's all the information you need. You can get that wherever you can. Okay, you'll also need Word and Excel. We'll do pretty much everything, all the assignments in this class in Excel. So in addition to learning some finance, hopefully you'll burnish your Excel skills too, which will be very useful. There's my contact info again. Here's the stuff we're going to learn. A lot of stuff here. It's going to be pretty intense, but this is your basic finance management type stuff. So we'll be thorough and comprehensive. Okay, now curriculum map. This is the content of the course. This is what we're going to be doing. This is how we're going to learn, and then the assignments, or as we like to say, assessments that you'll be doing to prove that you know it. So I'll just walk you through how it works for Unit 1 here, and then all the other units you can they'll unfold as we go. It's basically 1 week per unit. Okay, so first off, you'll see that there's Unit 1 here. There's the readings. So textbook chapters are always assigned. Some units have 2, some units just have 1. So for Unit 1, it's going to be textbook chapter 2 and 3. And then there's an additional supplemental reading. It's pretty short and very useful that I have assigned for you. So you'll do the readings, and then you'll go in and watch the lecture videos, all of which are on my YouTube channel. And I'll give you a list in the syllabus here of what videos you'll be watching. I'll repeat that, and I'll give you individual links to each video in the module for each unit in Canvas. I'll show you that here in just a minute. And then over here, the assessments. Assessments is academic speak for assignments, so this is what you have to do. Okay, devotional is not really an assignment in the sense that there's no points with it, but you are encouraged to take a look and respond if you're interested. Discussion forum is an assignment with points, so I'll show you that in a little more detail in a minute. You do have to do an initial post whenever we have a discussion assignment, and then a response post to someone else, and you can see that here. Initial post is due always by the 3rd day of the week, which the week start on Monday, so that's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So by Wednesday, end of the day, you need your first post in, and then a response by the 6th day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, to one peer. Okay. Not all units have the exact same mix of assignments. Okay, every unit does have a quiz, usually about 25 multiple choice questions based on the textbook readings. So there's a good incentive for you to do those readings. And then a homework problem set. And those, as I mentioned, are going to be strictly in Excel. And I'll give you a little bit of an example of how that works and how that ties into my lecture videos. Let's jump back over to the Canvas site, and we'll take a look at we'll click on the modules link here, and we'll take a look at how each unit is laid out and where you'll find all of the assignments and lectures so forth. Okay, so go ahead and scroll down here. There's a bunch of just kind of generic stuff. We'll scroll down here to Unit 1. And there's two ways to access this. I think the easiest way is going to be just to click on these links that I provided. So here's a link to that Unit 1 supplemental reading, What Do Banks Do? It's just a little article that's really insightful about financial institutions. And then individual links to my lecture videos, including homework tutorial videos in YouTube. So let me jump over here to my YouTube channel, and there's a link to the channel. There's also links to each video directly from the module, so you don't need to come here. But if you do come here, you'll see the playlists, and it's ETBU Finance, 22 videos for the entire course. Okay, so you'll see the videos, lecture 1, 2, and 3, and then homework tutorial. I want to spend a little bit of time on the homework tutorial. The lecture videos, they'll be self-explanatory, but let me walk you through a little bit how the homework tutorials work. So you'll click on this video. Let me pause that, let it load. You will have in the modules, let's jump back here for a second, in the Unit 1 problem set, when you open this link right here, it'll give you the ability to download the homework file. And this is how all the homework, the problem sets are going to work. In Excel, and you'll notice the tabs, the worksheets at the bottom, it's the problem is listed and the page number in the textbook. So problem, reading question 8, problem 2.1, 2.2, and so on. And that's just the chapter. So Unit 1, chapters 2 and 3. And these are the problems we're doing. Now, go back to YouTube, the homework tutorial here. You'll see that I'm going to have the same file open in the video, and I'm going to be working through these problems. So if I skip ahead here a little bit, you can see within the YouTube video that I am showing you in the Excel file how to do the calculations and the problems in that problem set. So in any given problem set, I'll probably do roughly half of these problems with you in the YouTube video. So that makes those pretty easy. You just have, ideally you'd want to maybe have a 2-screen setup or 2 computers. You're watching the YouTube video on one screen, you've got the Excel file open following along on another screen. That's what I recommend. You could also maybe do a split screen if you don't have access to 2. And then having worked through them with me in the tutorial video, you should be prepared to tackle the remaining problems that I leave for you to do on your own within the Excel file. Okay, so that's how those homework tutorial videos work, and that's how we're going to do each of the problem sets. If we go back to the playlist here, playlist right here, you'll notice that there's a homework tutorial for Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. Every unit has a tutorial video. Okay, so there's some pretty in-depth, step-by-step walkthroughs of how to do the calculations and apply the concepts we're learning in the class in Excel for you to follow along with and learn. So that's how homework problem sets are going to work. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the unit interactive assessment or discussion boards. Okay, so you'll notice here this is a 100 points graded assignment, and what I do is always give you a prompt and some questions, and you have to formulate your response to it. And notice there's two items here. 100 to 200 word response, and then respond to one of your classmates. And there's some instructions on how to go about that too right here. Okay, so to follow these instructions carefully, and you'll do fine on these discussions. You click reply here to formulate your responses. So I'll be participating a little bit in those with you, and I'll be giving you some feedback on that, and that's a way to help extend our learning. Okay, so what else is there? Let's go and look at the overall weighting of assignments. Back to the syllabus. Quizzes, as I mentioned, there is a quiz for every unit, 50 points each, 2 points per question. That's going to constitute 35%, so that's a pretty big chunk of the entire grade. And you do well on those quizzes by reading and studying the textbook, watching my lecture videos. Remember, do at the end of every unit. Okay, discussion forums. Discussion boards, there are 4 of those, 50 points each. That's going to stand for 20% of the overall grade. Problem sets, there's one for each unit as well. Those are also worth 50 points, so that's another big one, 35%. And then a final exam, which is going to kind of be a recap of the quizzes. It's going to be multiple choice questions drawn from all of the different materials and readings and content that we've covered in the course, and that's going to be due at the very end. I'm only putting that at 10%. I'm making that pretty low stakes because I know that can be kind of a pressure situation. So I'm putting most of the bulk of the weight of points on quizzes, discussions, and problem sets here. Okay, so you can go ahead and read through the rest of the syllabus. It's just a little bit more detail on the assignments, assessments, how the grades work, okay, etc., etc., etc. Let me say one thing about late assignments. Usually better late than never. Although I won't accept late discussion boards, I will accept late homework and quizzes up to a point. I do impose at my discretion a sliding point deduction. So if you're just a day or two late, email me, say, hey, something came up, I couldn't get this problem set in. Okay, that's fine, I understand, and probably won't take any points off. If you're 2 weeks late with no explanation, I'm probably going to take a significant amount of points off. If you turn in problem set 1 at the very end of the term, I'm probably not going to accept it unless you had some really strange extenuating circumstances. The important thing is always to communicate. Communicate, 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 and I'll probably be willing to work with you. Okay, so I'm here for you. I know this online learning is kind of difficult. It's kind of passive. You feel like you're on your own. So it's up to you. The impetus is on you to initiate communication with me so I can help you, so I can understand what your situation is and accommodate that as much as possible. Okay, folks, so I think that's about it. Make sure you're familiar with everything in the Canvas site. The most important stuff is going to be here in the modules. You'll find everything you need there. Probably the second most important thing is my YouTube channel, but you'll find the links to each video within the modules in Canvas. Read that syllabus. And finally, to indicate to me that you have indeed watched this video, send me an email just to me, including this phrase, just this phrase, and I'm going to give you some bonus points, and that's going to tell me that you watched the video and you are ready to tackle this class. Don't tell anyone else. Just email me and I'll know that you're ready, you're on board. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the class virtually.